by the time that I would say the majority of you guys are sitting down to listen to this, which if I'm guessing most people listen on a Monday, which is the 9th, which means you're listening on the 1-year anniversary of the Still Loading podcast.
Woo!
Yeah. I know Alex and I mentioned it like a while back ago that we were like nearing that time.
Yeah.
And then it popped up on my Instagram. It was like 1 year ago. And it's like when I made the Instagram for the podcast. And I was like, oh, wow, that was today. And then I realized it was just the Instagram. It wasn't quite like when we started posting to the podcast. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, well, how fun is that? That like literally tomorrow, the day that we're recording this, like tomorrow is 1 year. And I was like, how fun. How cool is that we've been at this for a year?
It's insane. It's insane. It feels like longer in some ways. Like I feel like so much has happened in the past 12 months of life.
Yeah.
That it feels like we've been doing this podcast forever.
See, I was talking to my husband about it yesterday, and I was like, it kind of just feels like we just started doing this like 5-6 months ago. It doesn't feel like it should be a year yet.
Really?
Yeah, not to me.
Maybe because I've just been so busy this past 12 months.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say the first few months that we started
year.
this, like you were doing a lot at that time. Like you were still doing theater. And so like I feel like those few months also probably were like a blur to you.
Yeah. And then like I went on my honeymoon and then I did a really big theater project in the fall. And then I feel like this past winter has been a lot more focus on like personal health stuff. So it's been I feel like I've very much changed as a person in a good way in the past 12 months. So it's kind of cool to look back at that.
Just food for thought that I thought was really cool that a friend shared with me the other day.
Yeah.
It said about 90% of all launched podcasts don't make it beyond the first 3 episodes, which I already knew. Like I had started looking into statistics before we even started that. So we're already beyond that. Yeah. And then of the 10% that survive past episode 3, which is about 200,000 shows, 90% more quit before the release of episode 20, which we're on 20 something, I think.
We're on 20 something. That's the number.
Which is
20
also
something.
20 something. Yep. Which is also kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And that means only around 20,000 shows reach 21 episodes or more, landing them roughly in the top 1% of all podcasts.
Top 1%, baby.
I just thought that was kind of crazy. When I was reading them, I was like, wow, like we have never missed an episode, never missed a weekend. We have been consistent.
We have.
Every other Sunday, or when I decided to do Mondays, which FYI, everybody, we're going back to Sundays. Mondays was not it.
We brought Sundays back.
Yeah, we're bringing back Sunday nights will be back. But I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Like of all those statistics and then looking back and being like, we've never missed a weekend, like in every other weekend. And we've been doing it consistently for a year. It's just kind of wild. Kelly the other day was like, Lizzy, I really need you guys to start recording every weekend. I was like, I don't know about that, Kelly.
Maybe
we'll talk about it in like year and a half, maybe year 2.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk. That's outside of podcast business. But I think when we make the jump, it has to be like a decision on our part that we're like, okay, we're going to invest more time in this, and like we're going to be able to do it consistently. Because I think the reason why we've been able to be so consistent is because of the bi-weekly release schedule instead of like every
There's
week.
been so many times where we've had to reschedule things for like the weekend before just so we can make sure like we're getting every single week, every other weekend right.
Yeah. So
all that to say, I'm quite proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
We thought about this a while ago. We sat on it for a really long time. We came together to make it work, and it has really just been so much fun. It really has. Yeah,
I mean, I think I made the Discord server that we use. I'm pretty sure I made that like 3 years ago.
Which is crazy.
I'm pretty sure for a while it was just called Unnamed Podcast Discord, and it was just for me and you. And we finally actually use it like fairly regularly. I feel like that's how I talk to you now, is just in the Discord.
Yeah. Again, and I think I have the screenshot somewhere from years ago when I first asked you. And I was like, do you have any interest of making a podcast with me. And again, that was just like a very like joking, like, can you even do a podcast? And then if you've never heard the story, and then about a year and like three-ish months ago, I messaged Alex again and I was like, hey, listen, do you really want to start a podcast? Because like I would really love to do that. And he was like, tell me more. And I was like, I'm gonna set you up a whole fucking pitch there, brother.
You had like a slide deck.
I had a slideshow. I was ready. I was like, I feel like Alex is a bit like more professional in that sense of like, I was like, I want to show him that I'm serious about this, that I have thought about it, that I want to make this happen. I want it to be like something serious and not just like some like we just get on and like it's like a fuck all. And then I was like, you don't have to answer. And he was like, no, I'm in. I'm like, are you sure? Like you can take a few days.
Yeah, no, I think for me it was just like because I do a lot of theater, because I do a lot of creative collaborative projects. Before I jump into one, I need to make sure that I'm not like jumping in on something that like a ship that I'm going to have to stop from sinking, you know?
Yeah.
Where I've signed on for projects before, and then I show up day one and be like, oh, this is more work than I thought it'd be. But I feel like, you know, you did a very great job of just being like, these are the expectations, and frankly, we've met those expectations, I think, over the past year of like, you know, we record every 2 weeks. Like we're always prepared. We have notes. We most often times we know what our topic's going to be ahead of time. It's great.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It has been quite the fun ride. So anybody who's been listening, we appreciate you guys so much. New listeners, we appreciate you. People who are just like, hey, here's a little download because I love y'all, but I'm not listening. Like we appreciate that too. Like all things across the board. We have received so much love. It's incredible to see people talk about the podcast.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited that we're going to be working towards year 2, which will be wild. Like, just so wild. But anyways, today's episode, because it is our like 1-year anniversary, we're going to kind of do just a little bit of chit chatting. It's going to be like kind of an extended version of like what's been going on and what we've been gaming and doing in life and whatnot. And then we also have a quiz. Me and Alex have never done a quiz together that we both get to participate in, because it's like me making a quiz for Alex and I know the answers, or like Alex making a Pokemon quiz for me and he knows the answers. Yeah. And this time, if you guys listen along, we have a few friends through like Twitch and Discord that we hang out with. I hang out with, like, these are people like I hang out with every night, but like Alex comes and hangs out with us too. Liv and Bruce and Pat, they all got together. I asked them if they'd be interested in helping make a quiz for Alex and I for today. And so they all came together and made us a quiz. I think there's about 15 questions. And Liv, being the creative genius that she is, threw it together in a very beautiful slideshow, to my understanding. I've only seen the front. I don't know what any of it else looks like. So if you're looking for a graphic designer, I'm pretty sure she'd probably be like, I am so busy with my job, I cannot take anything else on, but she's great. Bruce, the streamer at Bruce Winless on Twitch, if you're looking for just a fun, wholesome person. And Pat, I wish Pat shared more. So I get to just keep him as my own little personal secret of friendship online. So you guys are just all out of luck. But just so you know who we're talking about as we go through this.
Pat does have excellent taste in video games, though.
That too. Yeah. So shout out to all of the pals who came together to make this happen today for us. But yeah, tell me about Alex. Literally messaged me the other day and was like, I'm so excited about our just chatting, like our moment of like, what have you been playing? He was like, because I've been gaming. And I was like, I'm ready.
We're a year in, and I think over the past year of the podcast, because we haven't talked in, or like, we've talked, but we haven't recorded in I think 3 weeks, because I think our last episode was pre-recorded. Yep. In those 3 weeks, I've done so much gaming, Lizzie. I think it's the most gaming. I think it's the most gaming I've done in the year of our podcast.
I love that, though. What a better 1 year than Alex being like, I've been gaming.
So we're gonna take some time, I think, and just talk through all of these games, because I think they all deserve some time. All right.
I'm excited.
First, I hit perfection in Stardew.
Oh shit, that's right. Let's go.
I did it. I've been I am I think 48 months, might even be a 50-month subscriber to 20 something loser at this point. And I have only just now hit perfection in Stardew for the first time.
For those of you who don't know who Alex is talking about, we do have a friend on Twitch who is a
Lee.
freaking Stardew goddess.
Yeah.
Literally queen of everything Stardew, who is
Absolutely.
a 20-something loser on Twitch. If you don't know who we're talking about, look her up if you're a speed running, Stardew loving, all of the above person. She's great.
In fact, I think I hit perfection on Stardew the same night that Lee hit perfection in Stardew Expanded.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it was the same night.
That's fun.
It's fun fact. Yeah, I had speed run Stardew when I was a streamer. But I'd never actually done a casual playthrough until I started one like a year ago. And my my brain that just loves spreadsheets really just loved optimizing the shit out of my Stardew farm. There's nothing aesthetic about my Stardew farm, but there is a lot that makes a shit ton of money. I think I was averaging. Yeah. I think my like Ginger Island alone was making something like $3 million a week.
Oh my God.
It was awesome. It was great. But what I didn't do is engage in friendship. So for the final year of my Stardew farm, all I did was I had three deluxe coops full of rabbits with auto petters in them. And all I did was twice a week, I would go pick up the rabbit's feet, run around town handing out rabbit's feet and diamond.
Because everybody in Stardew, rabbit's foot is a love for everybody, right?
Except for Penny.
Okay.
Because she's the only human who's like, hey, let's not rip the feet off of these cute, fuzzy little animals and give it to people. What a weird gift.
Not wrong, yeah.
What a weird gift. But I don't care. They're a love gift. And I just needed friendship. Just like real life, my biggest struggle was friendship. And, but I got it done. And you know what? I did have a nice little cutscene with, my wife, Leah. And I don't know if I'll ever play Stardew again, but it did reignite a love for farming sims.
When you 100% Stardew, is there any point that credits physically roll in Stardew?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a credit roll.
Oh, okay. Cool. Is that what it is? Is you reach 100% and then the credits roll?
No, there's
okay.
There is a section of the map that actually opens up when you hit 100% completion.
Oh.
And you can go there and a cutscene plays.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
I won't spoil it in case you ever decide to 100% Stardew.
I would consider it.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. And I shout out. I don't know who made this, but there's a site that I found called Stardew.app, I think. And basically, what you can do is you can put your save file into it.
Okay.
And it will tell you like. It'll give you a live tracker of like, here's all the recipes you haven't cooked. Here's all the things you haven't, like all the things you haven't crafted yet. Here's your maximum friendship with each person. And you can just like, I was just like every week in the game, I was just uploading it, and it tells you like, it has a really good perfection tracker. It's really helpful.
Really cool. Yeah.
It's really helpful if you're ever doing, like a Stardew perfection. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Saved my brain with like making an Excel sheet for it, because I'm sure somewhere there's a Google Sheets for it. Either way, like I don't know if I'd ever like do perfection again, but I could see myself like going back to Stardew in a few years. But I feel like there's just other like farming sims I want to try. I want to try the Room Factory series next. I want to try like some more story seasons. I want to go back to Harvest Moon. So like. There's some stuff I want to do.
You got a list. Yeah.
Got a list. Yeah. But and obviously I'm sure you want me to try Coral Island.
I like it. Yeah. I don't think it's for everybody, but it's really good. I like taking chunks of time off for that game, because when I started playing, it was literally like in beta. And so like I played up until the point that like I physically couldn't play anymore. There was nothing left that they had done. Yeah. And so I quit for a year or so, and picked it up again, and then I would quit for a little bit longer, picked it up again. This past time you could tell like a lot had gotten done, and that was fun because I liked that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting new content now, but it was really fun. I've always really enjoyed it. I think it's very, very cute.
I know I'm going to play this when it leaves early access, but Fields of Mystria I think is nearing the end of its early access run, and I'm very excited for that game because that looks excellent.
I have it downloaded. I bought it and I downloaded it like forever ago. I played like the first 5 minutes and I decided at that time it wasn't actually what I wanted to do, but I was like, I'll keep it, I'll hold on to it, I'll pocket it for another day because I go through farming sims phases every few months.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you're not, romancing people in your AAA RPGs, you're playing your farming sims, or yelling at Bruce over Repo.
I mean,
all sorts of great stuff.
I haven't played Repo in so long. Actually, it had its moment. It's kind of like faded a bit for the group, but that's also because Expedition quite literally took over everything.
Yeah. Tell me about Expedition.
Oh my god.
Are you done now?
Yeah.
Like 100%
ish.
done?
No, ish.
Because there's beating the JRPG and then there's completing the JRPG, and there are two different stages of done.
Yeah. So I like beat the final boss kind of situation.
Is there like a true ending sort of situation where you can then go back and fight super bosses and stuff?
Yes. Like it opened New Game Plus kind of thing.
Okay.
So I did that last weekend. Really, really good. I really struggled being like, I'm not a turn-based gamer. It's just not in my wheelhouse. But everybody was talking about it, and everybody just kept having good things to say. And I was like, and then I would see like clippets here and there, like on TikTok and like Twitch. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, give it a shot. It was free on Game Pass anyways, so I was like, it's not gonna hurt me to try it at this point. So tried it. I think a lot of people may struggle. Like the beginning is very cutscene heavy. It's very, very interesting. You get through a lot, and then there's like some moments where you're like, okay, I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people went through it, and I did. And then you keep going, and it just keeps progressively like getting more deep. And like, so like you get like through Act 1, and you're like, okay, interesting. You get to Act 2, and you're like, whoa, what is happening here? And then you get to Act 3, and it's like you start to like build, like you start to figure it out, and it becomes very wild. And they just really built, like, it's a beautiful game. The graphics are crazy good.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run it on my machine.
I was gonna say that's the only thing is somebody said it one time. They're like, you cannot run this thing on a potato, and you cannot. It is a very hefty game.
But there's like a PS5 version of it, right?
Yes.
So if I can't run it on my machine, I can at least run it on my PS5.
I would suggest playing it with a controller anyways. That's how I played it.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure
I
they
usually
even say on the game like, hey, you should play this with a controller. But yeah, the graphics are insane. The story was literally a 10 out of 10. It was just so good, and I cannot express how much I enjoyed this game. Fighting, not my favorite, but I had a shit ton of fun. Like I actually did enjoy it a lot.
Well, they have the like parry system that some games implement, right? Like I'm assuming that you hit the parry button when an attack comes through, and it'll, half the damage or whatever. Yeah.
It was funny. We were talking about this the other day. I was in there and I was like, yeah, I have originally I started with like a typical like difficulty, and I switched mine back to story mode because the parry in this game, the timing is a little odd. A lot of people struggle with it. I struggle with it. Everybody that I've talked to struggles a bit with it. It's a little odd.
Okay.
There's like ways to get good at it that I've gotten okay, but in story mode, it gives you a lot more grace with the parries. Sure. So that was my big thing, is like not being able to dodge and parry was really kicking my ass.
Right.
And but that's what led to this whole conversation was I mentioned, I was like, yeah, I'm on story mode and I don't think I'm going to go back because I don't care to, like, I'm okay with the struggle to a certain point, and then at some point it's no longer fun.
See, I feel like we've talked about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maturing is realizing that story mode is just the best way to play a lot of video games. Like, I'm sorry, that might be a hot take. I don't know, but
I had fun. It was fine. I don't, like I said, I like a little struggle. I don't mind doing like a boss more than once.
Sure.
But like when it becomes like, okay, I'm doing this 4 or 5 times, or this is gonna take me a few hours to figure out, like it's just beyond it. But that game, I think it will end up being game of the year for me, and it would not surprise me it ends up being game of the year, period.
So you see, with all that said, I am someone who I play a lot of JRPGs. Mm-hmm. I love turn-based combat. Mm-hmm. Well, I think one of my games of the year last year was Sea of Stars, right? Which is, you know, a JRPG turn-based. And I think Dragon Quest XI is one of my top games of all time, but we haven't done that episode yet. So like I know, and I've known Clair Obscur is like, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. And I remember we were in Discord, and everyone was like, "Alex, you have to play this game." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it."
For reference, all those people that I was talking about earlier, so I spent a lot of time in Discord at the end of the night with 3 or 4 friends. It's me and Liv, Joey, Pat, and Bruce. So there's all of us.
And then sometimes me.
Yeah, and then Alex. And we have, besides Alex, we have like Bruce started it, then Pat played, and then it was me, and then we got Liv to go in, and then Joey got in. And so literally all of us have either played it or are playing it currently. And then Alex comes in, so we're all like,
yeah, and I'm like, no, you can't get me. But so I have a friend, the same friend who got me to play Sea of Stars. She hasn't played it yet, but she's a big JRPG person, and we agreed that we were going to do a little JRPG book club.
Okay.
So we're going to play Clair Obscur, I think starting in July.
Okay.
Maybe August, depending on her theater schedule, but I might just start early because I am a slower gamer than her. And I think we're going to play through it together and kind of like have a little book club meetings about it. It's gonna be great.
I think you will very much enjoy it. Literally, I played so much and my husband would sit and watch. Yeah. And then finally I caught him downloading it the other day, and I was like, finally. Because I've just really enjoyed rewatching it too. Like that's just part of who I am. I don't mind to replay a game, and I will rewatch people play video games that I've played or just games that I like over and over and over again. It does not bother me.
Kelly's playing it now too, right?
Oh, I know, because I watched some of her Let's Play on YouTube yesterday. Sat my ass down, watched a bunch of it. Oh, that's awesome. So excited to watch her play. I wish she was streaming it, but I understand why, because it can be a bit intense.
I think one of the things that really like put me off from it initially, and is I am getting to a point in my life where I have to be very selective of what like 100-hour RPGs I sink my teeth into. Because there's a part of my brain that's like, I'm going to play them all, right? Like I'm going to play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. But I'm like, okay, but am I? am I going to buy this game and I'm actually going to play it? But it doesn't seem like Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is like 150 hours in gameplay.
No.
So I think the like how long to beat is like 40 for the main story. And I'm like, I can do a 40-hour game.
And it really is. I don't know. It's so worth it. It was just I am trying to be very careful about what I say, because so many people are still playing it. It just, to put it plainly, it's an amazing game. There's twists and turns, and there's drama, and there's good fighting, and it's just overall, it's just good. It's really good.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah.
So over the course of probably episode 30 to like 30 something will probably be when I'm talking about this game.
I'll be excited to hear about it.
Yeah, and I'll let you know. I might refrain from talking about it in the Discord just so we can talk about it on here.
Yeah.
But it's actually good that I'm waiting, because then I feel like I can talk more spoilery and not feel bad about
get through it too.
Spoiling a 4-month-old game.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
The next game, is there anything else you want to say about Claire Obscure before we move on?
Except for that you shouldn't talk to me about it, because just anybody who wants to talk to me about it, if you haven't played, I'm going to force you to play it. So yeah. For sure. Anyways, continue.
Okay. So once I beat Stardew, I was like, I got to pick up a new game. And one of the things I've been playing around with is, because of my job and my interests, is potentially doing some game development later this year. I have a window of time where I think I might be able to just kind of mess around with game development. So I was like, I want to play some indie games. And there's one that I've always wanted to play that has been recommended to me a number of times, but I haven't yet, and it's called Tunic.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you played Tunic?
I started it, and I'll be honest, I didn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. And I couldn't tell you why. It's been a while, and I even in the moment, I don't know if I can't remember if it was just that there was something else I wanted to play more, and I just decided I'll try this. But I just remember not being able to fully get into it. But I have heard it's really good, so it's something that I probably will try to go back to at some point.
It's very good. It has gotten sidelined for some other things for me, but I do intend to finish it. I like it. The obvious comparison is with The Legend of Zelda, right?
Yeah.
I actually think it's a Metroidvania game, like parading as a Zelda game, in the sense of like how you explore the levels and just how dense it is to like kind of get from point A to point B. Like I find myself lost a lot, and I find myself running into dead end after dead end after dead end in a way that I don't think you really get with the Zelda series as much as you do with like the Metroid series, where like, I need a sword to cut down these bushes. Where the hell's the sword? So then you have to go walk around, and then you get the sword, and you're like, all right, what are the 10 places that I remember needing to go? And then you go back. I think it's a really cool concept, and I know I'm going to finish it, but I'm about like 5 hours into that game.
Okay.
So I'm a ways in, but I've got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Especially because I played it mainly late at night when I was brain dead and watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2, which was great. No
it's
notes.
On my list.
Don't watch it.
Oh no, I'm already committed to wanting to watch it. I'll be honest.
Have you watched season 1?
No, I haven't watched them yet.
Okay, watch season 1.
Speaking of shows, though, real quick, we did finish on Apple TV. I know we always talk about Apple TV, just no matter what, fucking hits.
Yeah.
There's a show called Your Friends and Neighbors. Okay, a lot of people. I feel like it's been making its rounds. It's got John Hamm in it, who I like John Hamm.
Sure.
Really good. Just to throw that out there, really, really good. We really enjoyed it.
Great.
It's about a very, very rich man who loses his job and how he goes about after that. And him kind of realizing like materialistic things and stuff. It's just very, very good.
For sure. Okay. I will add that to my list. So yes, I was about 5 hours into this, and then I got a late night message from a friend who like a personal IRL friend who like I feel like has wanted to like game with me forever, and we just have never like lined up. Like when I was playing Diablo 4, he didn't start, and by the time he started, I finished, and like he got into Marvel Rivals and was like, Alex, you got to play Marvel Rivals, and I missed the train.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed the hype train on Marvel Rivals. But he was like, bro, Elden Ring Night Rain came out. You got to play Night Rain. And I was, because I'd seen all these like, kind of mixed reviews on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like even I've seen very mixed things about it.
And I got to say, this is a really fun game.
Yeah?
If you play with your friends.
Oh, okay.
If you have friends, it's a lot of fun to just like, dick around and play Elden Ring.
Okay.
Night Rain together. Because the runs are pretty short, like 45 minutes, 40 minutes. to do like a full end to end. Like, and that's if you beat all the bosses and you don't get game over. But it's like if Fortnite and Elden Ring had a baby.
I could be down. If I played with friends, I could see how that could be enjoyable for somebody like me.
Yeah, you get dropped into like it does help if you're like kind of good at Souls games, to be honest. So I don't know if this is necessarily a game that I'd be like, Lizzy, let's play it together. But
yeah.
But if you want to play, I would play it with you. But like basically you're dropped in somewhere like on a map, and it's the same map all the time. And little aspects of the map are different, right? Like features show up in different spot, and different bosses and enemies, what have you, like camps show up in different spots. But you run around and just killing bosses, picking up loot, and just trying to get more powerful until the night. And when the night comes, the storm has closed in on a spot on the map.
Okay.
And then you fight a big boss at that spot on the map. And then day 2 starts and the map opens up again. You go around and then the storm closes in on a certain spot on the map. And then if you beat that boss, you get teleported to like a final third boss that's in this epic, true to Soulsborne arena where like it's all fog everywhere and you have to kill like, some giant beast of a final boss or throw back to a previous game.
Okay.
And there's a lot of cool like kind of Easter eggy fan service to like FromSoft fans, right? Like bosses from Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne all show up. So there's a class that's like, it plays like Sekiro. Like there's a lot of cool stuff like that in the game. I think my one concern with it is that they decided that they didn't want to make it like a live service game. So like I don't think they're going to be like adding a lot more content.
Yeah.
I feel like it's once you've experienced the 8 Night Lords or whatever, and you've played like 50, 60 hours, is kind of like,
it's
all right,
get repetitive.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that you have to have 2 other people for it to be balanced properly, like the is kind of difficult, because I found like I did some solo queuing where I would just like get paired up with random people, and it was fine if all of us were solo queuing. But if I got paired with a group of 2 people that were definitely sitting on Discord and be like, "Okay, go over here," it was so hard to keep up with them.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like running and be like, "Hey guys, I'm here to join the fight," and they'd be like,
"Wait
done.
For me.
Yeah, they'd be done the fight and they'd be zooming off to the other side of the map, and I'm like, "I'm coming," and it's just it didn't mesh well. And also, I'm horrible at FromSoft games, and I definitely needed a bit of a carry, but. Overall, I'm really glad that I played it, and like I probably will continue to play it a little bit. However, big news in the world of Nintendo fans. Switch 2 came out, Lizzy.
Oh yeah.
And I had to drive. I did 8 hours of driving to get my Switch 2 in total.
Oh my god.
Because I had to drive 4 hours to where my in-laws live. Because what happened was I was in New York when the rescheduled date for the pre-orders happened. So my father-in-law got in line at GameStop, and then got a pre-order in, and then had to I had to drive to where where his GameStop is. He doesn't play video games, and he thought it was ridiculous. And I was so embarrassed being in the line with like my father-in-law, and he's literally talking to like there was like a 5-year-old girl with her mom behind me in line, like excited for Mario Kart, and he was like talking to her, and he was like, "Oh, so like when my kids were young, they played video games, but they don't like it as much as this guy does." I'm just there like, stop.
Way back in my day, we used to walk to and from the bus stop.
It got to a point where I flagged down the manager at the GameStop, because this GameStop only had. Like there must have been 60, 70 people in line. They only had 1 employee on the cash, and then they had 1 employee managing the line.
Oh.
On the launch day of the Switch. I'm like, dudes, this is like one of the busiest days of the year for you.
Yeah,
you have 2 people on staff opening. What are you doing?
I agree.
So anyway, it was a really slow line. I was in line. I showed up. So the GameStop opened at 9:30. I showed up at like 8:30, and I was in line till 11.
Jesus.
And I think, and I counted, there was 20 people in front of me. So from when it opened at 9:30 to when I got my Switch at 11, 20 people processed. Like it was just slow. It was just slow. But anyway, I flagged down the manager. I was like, hey, like, so this pre-order is in my father-in-law's name. So like he has to be here with photo ID, but I'm paying and it's for me. Is there any way that I can just like, we can just put my name down as like a second pickup and my father-in-law
can
skedaddle. And eventually the manager was like, yeah, we can hook you up. So, but it was like, it was, I mean, it was kind of cute, but I was also like, I felt a little awkward. There.
You're like, I would rather put in headphones and zone out these few hours than have to not micromanage adult, but somewhat be like, okay, we're done with that conversation. Let's let her and her mom be.
You know what? He was just being his truest self, and I'm happy for him. But yeah, I got the Switch 2, and then immediately this weekend I had a big camping trip, so I had to drive back home, pick up Jess from work. Basically, we had half an hour before we had to hit the road, and I just like, we went to the house. I like set up the Switch 2. I got it plugged in and charging, and then she was like, all right, time to hit the road. And I just took the Switch 2 and I like the 4-hour drive in the other direction, to where we were camping. I just was like playing Mario Kart the whole time. And then the whole drive home playing Mario Kart on the way back.
I mean,
and it's a good game.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like everybody and their mom on Twitch has been playing. I've seen everyone do it.
Yeah. Cause I thought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like especially after all the DLC came out, was like the perfect Mario Kart game. I like no notes, no change up. So I was like, how do you follow this up? And at first I was a little apprehensive about, like, have you watched much gameplay of it?
Not a ton, but a little bit.
So like the whole gimmick conceit on this is like, not only is there the like course itself, they have made all these roads that like connect the courses, and those are also like part of the races. So like when you do a Grand Prix, the first track is like a standard 3 laps of Mario Kart, and then the next one is like you drive out of your zone into the next like the next track, and then you do 1 lap of that track and it's done.
Okay.
You can in versus mode still do the 3-lap variant on every course in the game, but there's like all these roads, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it's really grown on me, and I really like the costumes, and I'm just really hopeful that they're going to like release more tracks, because there's only 31 tracks in the game, which is like a little low now, given that like I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had like 80 or something like that, right? So I'm hopeful, but as far as, you know, a follow-up to that game and a first game on Switch 2, I think I'm going to be playing this. I think I'll probably put like 60 hours into this game. So jeez. I'm excited for it.
We have decided that I'm not going to go Switch 2 right now.
I respect that.
As much as I want to. And like, it's funny because I posted on Threads. I was like, you know what? Until a game hits the Switch 2 that I really want to play, I probably just won't get it quite yet. Because I'm not even using my Switch right now. My Switch, I'll be honest, is on the shelf behind me at the moment. It's literally right here. I also just redid a lot on my desk. I got a new monitor. Well, what had happened was my husband got a new monitor, which means I get his old one, which is an upgrade. But regardless, so when I did a bunch of rewiring, I was like, I haven't been using it. I don't use it right now, so I'll bump it, which leads me to go, okay, I definitely don't need another one, a newer one for something I don't use at the moment. But I had posted it and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get one until a new game comes out. And somebody they commented back, they were like, yeah, I was the same way, but now I have FOMO. And I'm like, yeah, my bank account can't afford my FOMO at the moment. I can't. Absolutely. Here's the real question.
Yep.
Real question. How long are you going to hang on to your Switch 2 box? Or is it already gone? Are you a true millennial? You said it's already gone.
It's already gone.
I wish I could do that. My box stay. We played Jenga in a closet, okay, with boxes. Oh my husband's way worse than I am.
I play board games. So shelf box space, as you can see behind me,
is very limited.
Is at a premium. Yeah. If it's not, this Nemesis box, bigger than you might think. So, and I have a lot of these boxes. So, yeah, I can't afford. I think I still have one or two of my like old console boxes, but most of them are gone.
Oh no. We're box hoarders, true millennials over here.
On the topic of boxes for Switch 2, did you see that like all these stores were stapling Switch 2 boxes?
Yes, I did.
And then they were breaking the screen.
Yeah, the screen's like having like missing pixels basically. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Okay, this reminded me. So, okay.
Wait
Time out.
for the tangent. Go ahead.
This is a tangent thing, but also mark this moment because we might need to cut it. It might not be. It might be too NSFW for.
Okay.
So, during my orientation week for freshman year of university, the student union at the university I went to handed out, they hand out free condoms, right?
Okay.
With health facts attached
I know where
to
you're going
them.
with this. Okay.
And they stapled through the condom. and basically,
that's not where I thought you were going.
So they like were handing out all these condoms with staples through them, and basically someone sent me that article, and then they said, like blank student union circa 2013.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. I vote on keeping this in, but you tell me.
No, I'm fine with it. But yeah, it was giving the same vibe of like, I'm just gonna staple this thing. What could go wrong? And then they break.
That's fucking funny. What I thought you were going with was, did you see what Walmart was doing with their orders?
No.
So I think it might have only been the States. I don't know. But if you ordered a Switch 2 and it was for delivery, you also got a Coke and a can of Pringles.
Really?
Yeah, they were sending, and like I saw a few people on Reddit talking about it, and they were like, I also got like a handful of like small like trial size stuff. But yeah, there was I messaged a friend that I knew got one, and I was like, did you get snackies with your Switch 2? And she's like, yep, sure did. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, how freaking smart though.
That is smart. I didn't get any snackies.
It was only from Walmart though, so
no. Well,
I don't think GameStop was ready for all that.
I bought Nerds gummy clusters for myself at the gas station on my way out of town.
Had you ever had them before?
Yes.
Because they are top tier fucking candy. They're so good.
I think the Nerds gummy cluster are the supreme candy. I think they're the best. They're the best gummy out there going right now.
Yes, that's the best gummy because like sometimes like I'll be like I really want a chocolate, and then that's like a whole nother world though.
But yeah, the that stapler situation really sent me, and I respect your decision not to get a Switch 2 now. Honestly, I don't think the launch catalog was nearly as good as the original Switch.
Yeah.
And right now, like just looking at this next kind of year's worth of games, like I'm excited about Donkey Kong, but I don't think Donkey Kong's going to be for everyone. Metroid Prime 4, I'm really excited about, but I don't know if that's enough to really. So you might be able to get, a year or two down the road before you're like FOMO'd beyond what your bank account balance
well,
is.
That
right?
and like I said, like I'd really like it to be like I'm getting like the game or something. Like there's something that I'm excited about, and if it is like a year or two, it also is just gonna be so much easier for me to get because like I feel like right now if I try to get one, all it's gonna be is frustration and overpaying. So it's like it's not even worth it right now unless I got in on the pre-order.
And who knows, maybe like you wait a couple years for when the Zelda comes out because it's we're not going to get a new Zelda this close to when Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get a gold fancy Switch 2 with like Zelda branded or like Mario branded or Animal Crossing branded, right? Do you remember the Animal Crossing Switch? That was
really
such
pretty.
a cute
It's
one.
very,
It's
very
a really
cute.
pretty one.
Speaking of branded things, did not know that I guess 3DSs or DSs in general right now, you can the original post that made me look into this was somebody had made a meme about it and they were like brought my 3DS to GameStop for a trade-in and they offered it was like $175 and they're like, dude, this is worth like $40. So I started looking into it and I guess there's some kind of slowdown of DSs that they're worth a decent bit. Well, I have what I didn't know at the time was limited edition, but I have a
the Zelda
limited
one, right?
edition Zelda
Yeah.
3DS, but I have like the max one too. Do you know what this fucking thing resells for? It's like a $500 DS now.
Don't do it.
Oh, I would never. Nope. Prize possession has been sitting up there this long for multiple reasons. The hell if I'm selling it for $500 either way. It will stay forever in my possession until it'll be passed down. But I started looking and I was like, okay, I'll be damned. Didn't know that. That's kind of wild.
That's wild.
But I didn't know. Yeah, so if you have a DS, guys, and you're like, I'm never going to use it and I'd rather just sell it, check out, like, I'm pretty sure even GameStop put out like a post that they're like, yeah, it's like, I think it's like about $170, maybe $140 or something that you can get in. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
That's great. Great for DS owners who hate nostalgia.
I mean, if you have a box for it too, or it's sealed in a box.
People love their boxes if they're not me.
Millennials,
it's
like
man.
A calling. Keep your boxes.
Absolutely. Even with like Funko Pops, I take them out of the box. I used to keep the boxes. I just prefer Funko Pops out of the box.
For everybody who's listening, I am shaking my head in disbelief. There wasn't a gap. Our podcast didn't stop. I have no words. I don't want to talk to you. I'm mad at you.
I went through
because it does. No. Listen, I feel very strongly about pops. Okay. We have pops more than you can see. That is just right here. There's these ones, there's some more, and then there's more that I'm looking at. Okay. They belong in the box. They're collectibles. They're not.
Yeah, I used to collect them. I used to have a big collection, and then I sold it for hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. But
you know how much more they probably would have been in the box?
Oh, they were all in the box.
Oh, okay.
I just took them out of the box when I displayed them for space purposes. It's inefficient. In fact, I don't know if you can see. I have a Han and Greedo Funko Pop scene right here, where it's like Han shooting at Greedo.
Oh, that's funny.
Out of the box.
I have a Luke Skywalker one. I don't know what's in that one. There's Iron Man, Geralt, John Wick. Some of these are not mine. Some of them are my husband's. Mando. Sure. There's an Appa one. That one's mine.
Yeah.
The other ones that are big mine is I have an Aloy back there too that I really like. But
we've done it. We've
now I want Pokemon ones.
Oh my gosh, Lizzie! I think someone just got bingo somewhere because we have now mentioned Pokemon, Zelda, and Horizon all in Kelly. It's our anniversary episode. All right,
it's Kelly that got bingo.
So shall we move on to the quiz?
Yeah. So like I said earlier in this, we do have a really cool quiz. Hiplop and I will get the chance to play together. One day we will have a competition one. Yeah. I would love to compete. I'm sure I will lose. I feel like your brain might fire a little bit quicker than mine, but I thought this would be fun. Let me see. I'm trying to see the bottom, so I'm just not looking.
Sure. You know what other episode we're going to have one day? One day we're going to have a surprise We're in the Same Room podcast where we're actually in person. And that'll be epic.
Stop, because thinking of meeting is so exciting for me. Like, it'd be so freaking cool to actually sit in the same room and be like, we're here. All right, let me share my screen. So those of you who are listening, obviously we are going to, we'll be reading these off. There are sound bites, to my understanding. There's all kinds of stuff. But if you want to watch this will be on YouTube as well. Just so you guys know. Okay, so we have a time for still loading Trivia Royale with Lizzy and Alex. Again, oh my gosh, my friend Liv. This is all of our stuff. She's so good. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. It's so cute.
It's very cute. Continue. Okay.
All right. Question 1. In Ocarina of Time, which song learned from Sheik teleports Link to the Temple of Time?
When Sheik teleports him to the Temple of Time?
Uh-huh. What one does teleport him to the Temple of Time?
Oh.
Is it? It's not the Song of Time, because the Song of Time just brings up the blocks in Ocarina of Time.
No, that's the because she teaches you all the temple ones, right? So like the Minuet of Forest, the Bolero of Fire.
Yeah, but the one that brings you back to the temple isn't one. It's not like one of the colored ones that you get. I think it's
yellow.
Like is it?
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
That's a really great question. Prelude to Light?
No, the Prelude to Light is just, I'm telling you, I think it's a simpler one. It's not one of the colored ones, I don't think.
Okay.
I think it's, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh!
Prelude of Light.
Ah, look at you go, Alex. Damn.
It's blue. Sorry.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah. BioShock, how many little sisters from Passageways of Rapture for you to save or harvest? Okay.
I did tell them, I was like, do not feel like we both need to understand all of these questions. I was like, it's okay if you like give some for just Alex.
Ooh.
I was like, that's all right.
How many little sisters roam the passageways? So, for Lizzy's context here, in BioShock, there are these. There are the guy, like you've probably seen the cover of BioShock where there's the guy in the scuba suit with the drill hand. He's called Big Daddy.
Oh.
And Big Daddy protects little sister.
Okay.
And basically they go around and they harvest what are called plasmids, like from, or Adam. They harvest Adam from all of the dead corpses of Rapture, because people are all spliced up. Their genes are all spliced up on this like sort of weird chemical that allows you to like, shoot bees from your hand and stuff.
Okay.
And the little sisters are genetically modified little girls that I guess are, anyway, they're the best at harvesting this for whatever reason. And they have slugs in them that like eat the atom, and then anyway, it's gross, but that is a mechanic in the game. And then throughout each level, God, it's so hard. It's so weird to describe BioShock to people, but it's a great game. It's one of my favorite games, if not my all-time favorite game. And basically, you get the option of like, do you save the little girl and harvest less Atom to then like spend on like these powers at the vending machine, or do you like kill the little girl, harvest them, and you get more Atom?
Okay.
Spoiler alert, you should always save them, because they give you like, you get extra rewards for saving them, and also you get the good ending because you're a good person.
Okay.
But no judgment if you go the evil route. A little judgment anyway. So in the level, there's a set number of little sisters you can save in each level of the game. And I think it's on average 3. And I think there's Medical Pavilion is where you meet the first little sister. And then Arcadia, Neptune's Bounty. I want to say there's 25.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I can't click it.
21.
You're close.
Not bad.
Is that one of them?
That is what a little sister looks like.
Okay. She's not as horrifying as I was thinking, because I'll be honest, listening, I was thinking Slug Child.
No, the slugs you don't see. It's a lore thing.
Okay, I'm a little scared of how loud this could or could not be. So just bear with me for this first one, and we can adjust.
Okay.
If we need to. I'm
ready to remove my headphone.
Okay. There we go. I turned it down for just a minute. Oh no! I may or may not have, guys, just accidentally clicked the next button on accident. For those of you who
do this a lot.
Damn. I really, really wish I didn't accidentally do that, because this question was definitely made for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be too loud, by the way, so I think it will be fine. Hiplip, who was it?
Oh, no. What's the name? Wait. Is what game is this from? And then name the game. So it's Pokemon Red and it's Charmander.
Poor Charmander. I'm sorry. I just spoiled your question,
Wow.
Charmander. He's also right here. I have a sleeping Charmander behind me.
Oh, cute.
He sits in my lap a lot. All right, next one. Which Pokemon is known as the Aura Pokemon?
The Aura Pokemon.
I'm thinking, because I feel like this could not be a good question for me.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, it's not a good question for you.
I mean, I've played a lot of Pokemon, but I'm trying to think Aura, like what Pokemon, and I'm guessing that they're not going to pick. I'm guessing they're not going to pick anything past the 3rd generation. Is just my guess.
Okay.
Auras.
I don't know. I don't think I know enough Pokemon to know.
I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that like has an aura or has like multiple, like, Rotom has multiple forms, Deoxys has a lot of forms, but none of them are like aura forms, and like cast forms is like the weather Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go with Bidoof.
It's Pikachu. It's not.
Oh, Houndoom. Houndoom? I like that they have the question mark at the end there. So it's like mark? Answer, and then it's Houndoom?
Maybe. Whoever made this question wasn't so sure about their answer. They're like, if somebody tells me I'm wrong, that's okay.
And I love Houndoom. The actual answer is Lucario.
Oh,
okay.
What the hell? So that's why there's a question mark there.
I feel like this was a Bruce insert. Probably. Where Bruce was upset by the answer of like they probably this is my guess of what happened. Okay, I'm guessing Liv Googled Pokemon trivia questions, and then this one came up, and then Bruce was like, "Oh, that's Lucario. He's got an aura," because our Lucario definitely has aura, and then I see that. In fact, I think Lucario is the right answer too, Bruce. And then I'm sure Bruce got real fired up when he learned that the actual
I'm wondering
answer
if it was Bruce or if it was Pat.
Maybe Pat.
Sorry, I got confused. I thought we were seeing the answer in game or in real life. Is this currency in video games or actual currency? Can you name the game / franchise? Rupees.
Well, rupee, isn't that a thing in India?
I was going to say, I feel like this is a trick question because isn't it, yes, that both. And in Zelda?
Yes.
So I wonder if this is a trick question. Ha! Ha ha! I'm glad both of us were just like, wait a moment. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, are you ready?
What?
Won't do this again. What? Okay,
what game is this from?
Yeah, there you go.
Name them. That is from
I don't know.
Oh.
What game is this from?
That sounds like a Zelda thing. Like Ocarina of...
I don't know. I don't think it's Zelda.
No?
No. Sorry, both Alex and I are deep in thought over here, guys.
I'm about to get clowned on.
I'm about to get clowned on. I'm gonna show the answer because I'm gonna say Ocarina of Time. No, I disagree.
I told you this is Zelda sound.
Damn it!
It was Midna. It was Midna from Twilight Princess.
Okay, I don't like this soundbite. I think I just disagree with that soundbite. I love her too, okay?
She's wonderful.
Look at her. She is amazing.
She's a great character. All right. In game or in real life, is this currency in a video game or an actual currency? Can you name the game / franchise Eurodollars? Well,
it sounds like when you're watching Bluey, they call them dollar bucks. And that's all I could think of.
Yeah, it's definitely from a video game because the euro and the dollar are two different things.
Euro dollars.
What game would have euro dollars? Um,
It's a great question. We are not doing well, by the way.
No, we're
we
really
are
dumb.
Failing horribly. Euro dollars.
Answer in game, also known as Eddie's Euro dollar. Oh, Cyberpunk 2077. I've never played Cyberpunk 2077.
Neither have I.
But that makes sense. I think it's on Switch 2 or coming to Switch 2, right? So I might play it there.
I think so. Yeah, it's one of the ones that is on its way.
Because when it came out, it had a lot of like technical issues. But I think it's gotten better.
It has because my husband plays and he didn't like it when it first came out either, and then it got a huge like patch or something happened, and I know he has been playing more since then.
Okay, so I'll have to play it at some point.
What is the name of Jon Snow's sword? I don't know this one either.
We're
getting shit on.
Joffrey's sword was Widowmaker. Jon Snow's sword, because he got his. Did he get his sword from the Night's Watch, right?
Or
are they talking? Or did he get?
Long time since I've seen the show.
Does he have a Valyrian steel sword in the end?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's a sword that he has throughout the whole series.
Okay.
Because
he doesn't get Ned's sword, does he? Because no, that gets melted down and into, like Jaime's and Joffrey's sword, right? So who gives him that sword? Is it Daenerys who gives it to him?
It could be, but I want to say it might have been somebody from the Night's Watch. But I don't know if I could come up with a name for it though. I think I have a better chance of coming up with the name with Arya's sword because it was something very simple. Yeah, Needle. Yep.
I know. Arya's sword is Needle.
Yep.
I don't know the name of that sword. Long Claw. I wasn't gonna get that.
Yeah, neither was I. It does make me want to look. It's been a long time since I've read those
books.
Huh?
It's been a long time since I've read those books.
Yeah,
this is great. They're doing a really great job, and we're doing horrible. Name this character. Bonus points if you know what game they're from. Is that The Witcher 3?
What
we're looking at here for those listening is we're seeing a sort of a doublet with a dagger, and it looks like little like poison dart type things.
I disagree.
Is that Yennefer?
No. I think this, going from context clues.
Okay.
This is Dragon Age.
Okay.
And it's going to be, oh my God, I can't think of his name. It's the guy that I romanced in Dragon Age. And I'm drawing a huge fucking blank. Loved him. One, because he was part of the Crows, which I think that's what this is. And I think that outfit was very, very similar.
Yeah.
Oh, but now I don't know.
You can't even remember your first love in Dragon Age. Wow.
I feel so stupid right now. It's going to pop up and I'm going to be like, duh. And I think the hair, you see the dark hair in the corner here?
Yeah.
It's short. I don't think it's long. Because like Yennefer's, you got to think would be really, really long. And the eyes that, you see the eyeballs that are in the
I see that. I see that motif. Yep.
It's Lucanus. Okay. I'm really bad. I really feel really, really bad that I could not remember this man's name. I love him. And they're all gonna, you want to talk about getting clowned on? They're all gonna shit on me when they hear this.
Not enough, apparently.
I loved him. I'm sorry. I have Expedition 33 on the brain, and I have New Loves in there, and everybody else has just been poof.
In game or in real life, is this currency in a video game or an actual currency? Bonus if you can name the game / franchise. The Kroners. I know the answer to this.
What is it? Because I don't.
It's a real life currency.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What is it from? Do you know?
That's a really great question.
Oh, okay.
In real life, Kroners is from the Faroe Islands.
It is funny because it definitely sounds like it should be something from like I hear Kronos and I think Chrono Trigger, and I think that's kind of where they were trying to like me. I would have been like, it's a game, and I would have picked Chrono Trigger to be honest.
No, well, one Kronos in that sense is CHR,
That too.
right? But this is KR. I yeah, I just knew that Kroners was a currency. I couldn't remember what country it was from.
Nope. That would have been that one right over my head. All right, you ready? What game is this from? Bonus, name them. All right, comes a soundbite. Oh, I know what that is.
So it's definitely from Horizon.
Nope.
No? What
Nope.
is it? Is it from Expedition?
Nope. That is definitely from The Last of Us.
Oh.
And
is it
I'm
a
willing
clicker?
to bet the big bumps make me think it's a bloater, which is like the really big ones.
Yeah.
Because they also make that same kind of screeching sound. So I'm gonna go, yeah, The Last of Us, and it's gonna be a bloater.
It's a click.
Oh. Huh. It is a clicker.
Whoa,
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. I asked if it was a clicker, and you're like, no.
I thought it was a bigger one. Okay. Which the bloaters are the bigger, have been infected longer than clickers, though. So we were both. Well, no, I was not right. You were right. I was just trying to get a little bit deeper.
I named one of the two enemies I knew in that game. The thing that surprised me about Last of Us is that, like, because you don't do well with scary games.
No, I didn't play it.
But
though,
okay,
also
but you can watch it,
mm-hmm.
so you can just like look away when it gets scary.
Yeah. That game did something to me. My heart has never been the same after The Last of Us. And in some point we will have to have another conversation. Really quick, speaking of The Last of Us TV show, I never finished the season. We got to episode 3 and my husband gave up. He was like, I don't really want to watch it anymore. He's like, I'm not enjoying this. And I was like, to be completely honest, neither am I. And we never went back. And maybe we will, but
I did watch it.
nope. I really struggled with
Was it
that
the
show.
portrayal of Bella or?
Yeah, honestly, and that's like a whole other conversation because I know a lot of people get upset and they're like, Bella Ramsey, you guys just are hating on her. She's a good actress, and I don't think she's a bad actress. I do not think that they're bad at what they do. I just don't think that maybe this was the role for them. That's it. I think Bella Ramsey as Ellie wasn't the best pick, and I also don't think Caitlin Dever for what's her fit for the other girl, the big one,
Pregnant one.
huh?
Pregnant
No. In the game, was a great pick either. Like she's supposed to be buff. It's like a whole thing. I just want to clear it up. It's not that I'm a hater of Bella Ramsey. I think they're great, but I just don't think they're Ellie great. And that wasn't the only reason. There's a whole plethora of reasons as to why. I think it was just don't meet your celebrities. For me, it just didn't need to be done as a TV show.
Yeah, I think because I'd never played the games, I was able to just enjoy it for what it is.
Exactly. I think that also has a big difference.
I think is an okay TV show.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like, oh my god. I think season 1 episode 3 I think is my favorite episode of television ever.
Mm-hmm.
But just because I thought it was just such a beautiful moving story. But I don't think like I don't get upset that they have done strange things to characters that I was not super attached to.
I do think I was overly attached to a lot of these characters too. Like I said, This game really, I don't know why. I sometimes talking about it, I feel ridiculous because like I literally was like that game like holds a very, very special place in my heart. And so, yeah, for me, it was just like one of those things where I was like, I don't think you guys should have messed with it.
Yeah. And that's the case, I think, with a lot of adaptations, right? Like I would even argue adaptations that have done well had characters that really diverge from who their essence. Even I would say Lord of the Rings, after like having reread them recently, I was like, oh yeah, like Boromir is very different in the books. So is Aragorn. So is Gandalf. In ways that I was like, perhaps sometimes if you're too close to a source material, or if an adaptation, I think like an adaptation of a video game to a TV show also has the unfortunate like baggage of like an actor's already played this part, right? An actor's already done these cutscenes. So for it to like them to redo it, I think there's gonna be a lot of people who just cognitively cannot disassociate the game and the show.
I think that's part of my problem too.
And I think it's part of a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
I don't think Bella Ramsey is a bad actor. If she's who the showrunners wanted for that character, great. The only thing I really get upset by is like the screenshots where they take a still image of her making a weird face and be like, "Oh, this is our like this is our Ellie," and I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah,
she is taking this role seriously.
Oh yeah,
and to take a really unappealing face of a female actor, it just gives me the ick.
Yeah,
and I just whenever I see posts like that on Reddit, I'm like, don't show this to me again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, it's a hard separation for me. So it just we're not. I like I said, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll go back and finish it. Right now, I've gotten frustrated with it, and I'm like, you know what, we're just not doing it right now.
You know what? Season 2 was okay.
Yeah, I thought season 1 was pretty good, and I think season 2. I really try not to like get super deep into this. I think I had a hard time with like. Bella Ramsey just has a very young face, and I get that as somebody who their entire life was like, oh, you're 16, you're 16, you're 16, you know? And it was hard for me to see Ellie grow when Bella Ramsey hasn't really. Like Bella Ramsey just has a young face and hasn't changed much. And so that also is hard for me to like process in my mind and stuff. But all of that aside.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. What is the name of the first console released by Nintendo?
Was it the Game & Watch?
Oh, I was thinking back to.
I feel like the obvious answer is a Nintendo Entertainment System, but I actually think it was the Game & Watch, or they also had that one that was like was it the Game Gear as well?
That one I don't think I recognize, but you could be right about that one.
Watch. And then there was also the one that was like the VR headset, but I think that was after the
I feel like this is something we're supposed to know because of that one time when I played all those clips about Nintendo, and okay. I'm a strike out here. Okay. Oh, it is the NES. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't 100% sure on that either.
Okay, I'll give it because Game & Watches aren't really consoles. So anyway, yeah.
What character? Bonus, if you know where they're from, I got this one already.
Name that character. So we see a bald head with a pink, a pink kind of bandana looking thing, and it's from Breath of the Wild. Yep. He builds your house. He builds Terrytown.
Yep.
What's his name, Lizzie?
I think it starts with a B, or maybe
Bolson.
Is it Bolson, or is Bolson the guy who worked for him?
I think it's Bolson.
Yeah. It is Bolson. Nice. Okay, we did a little work together. You had
because every character in the Terrytown quest
is a son.
Has a son at the end of their name.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's time to revisit Breath of the Wild.
I'm doing that on my Switch too.
Are you?
Actually, I think I'm going to do Tears of the Kingdom first.
Have you? Because they did the re-up. Have you looked at it to see how the re-up looks? Not yet.
I have not done anything besides play Mario Kart because I've not really been in Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything else downloaded besides Mario Kart.
Yep.
But I plan on playing Tears of the Kingdom this summer on the new Switch 2 on my TV instead of like on my little monitor.
Yeah.
But I have another Zelda thing that I don't want to tease too much because it might not materialize, but there's another Zelda related project that I might do that I might tell you about at some point, but that will also require me to play all the Zelda games. So we'll see.
Number 14. How many infinity stones are there? Can you name them all?
There's 5.
There's 6.
Is there 6?
I'm pretty sure
The
there's
soul
one.
gem, the time.
And then there's one in the middle. Or is there not one for the thumb and there's 4 in one?
There's the green one, the yellow one, the orange one, the purple one, the blue one. There's a red one. So it's 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's one for each finger and then one in the middle. Can you name all of them? This is really difficult for me. I can tell you where they all came from, where they all got them.
There's the soul stone.
Yep.
There's the time stone. The time stone is the green one, right? From the Eye of Akamoto or whatever.
Yeah.
That one. There's a power one, right?
Mm-hmm. See, this is the problem, is I know that there's one in the cube.
Yeah.
Which is is it blue? I don't think that one's actually
the Tesseract
blue.
Is blue, but I think the stone itself was yellow, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Which then goes into Jarvis, because his is yellow.
Yes.
Yeah. Then there's the green one that's in
the
Strangest
Eye of Akamoto.
Thing. Yep. The red one. Is it
from Guardians? They get it
because of Gamora.
Gamora, yeah.
And that one's red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thinking.
And then there's the one where you have to yeet Black Widow off a cliff.
No, that's the same one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they kill Gamora. Thanos kills Gamora to get that one, and then they have to kill Black Widow to also get it.
Sure. Oh, I was thinking the one that from Guardians, right? The first Guardians movie had a Soul Stone in it. And then the Collector had one.
And then the Collector has one. I was going to say the friggin' time. There's 6 of them. Can I name them? No, I'm not very good at naming them. If I really sit long enough, I can tell you where they all come from. Space, mind, reality, soul,
time, and power.
Yeah. So yeah, orange, red, blue, purple, and the one in the middle is yellow. I think this is the last question.
Name that character. Bonus if you know where they are from. Wow.
We're seeing like eyebrows up. Guess I would have said Macaulay Culkin. But I have no idea who this is. Do you know who this is?
I absolutely know who Joe
Should
Burrow
I know
is.
who this is?
He's from Ohio. His name's Joseph Burrow, the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, so this was
He's a beautiful man who's going to bring...
Oh, he looks like a child. Oh, my God. From here up, he looks like a 12-year-old. I would have said that's a 80 or 90s kid who's older now. That's why I said Macaulay Culkin.
The disrespect.
Sorry.
The disrespect.
Look at that. This is also, it says thank you for playing. But then, like I said, we had some friends. It says congratulations on an absolute massive milestone and a year of the amazing memories and moments of the Still Loading podcast. Here's to an event bigger year 2.
Wow, 1 year in, and the Loading podcast keeps moving forward. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of us.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So am I. Thank you again to Liv and Pat.
That was a lot of fun. I'd love to do that again sometime.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe we'll get more answers right.
Yeah, I know. We really got shit on in the beginning there.
You know what we should do is we should bring Liv, Bruce, and Pat on, and we make a quiz for them.
That would be hilarious.
And make them fight over it.
Yeah. Reverse psychology over there.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. We are moving back to every other Sunday. I know there was a Monday point where I was like, we're going to give it a shot. Didn't like it. We're going back to Sunday nights. Okay. Every other Sunday. Thank you. Find us Apple, Spotify, YouTube. This video version will also be on YouTube if you guys want to virtually or visually see what we're seeing. I'm on Threads. Hiplip Alex is on Instagram.
Nothing. I guess I'm kind of on Instagram.
Follow us. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors to your friends, whatever. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys next time.